This is Two Girls, One Microphone.
We've had some fucking Prosecco, okay? I ain't gonna lie. So I think it's hitting at
this point. Dude, and you know what's funny is literally they were filmed like only up to here. Very lightweights. We don't drink, but I don't know.
A glass of fucking champagne.
Yeah. So we will see how this goes.
It's Prosecco talking. Have a drink with us.
Amen.
What's a goofy fact you'd say about yourself, Kate?
Okay, so have you seen the movie Up?
Yeah.
Okay, love that movie. Reference it all the time, forever and always. I am Doug, the dog.
I thought you were going to talk about the old grandpa. I'm like, what's old grandpa's name?
I mean, I may have some moments of all of them. Like,
yeah.
You know, but I just, yeah, if that is how I could describe me internally, like, that's just, yes, I have a very loud, chaotic, sometimes tormented brain, but like, I'm a dreamer. And I just dream of like little kid things, like dreaming that big when you were a little kid, you know? And
yeah, and I think it's good.
Yeah, I just am forever a dreamer and who am a ditz, and in some regards, like what's going on inside of me, it like happens so fast, and like sometimes when I'm I'm articulating stuff to myself in my brain, like I have the beginning, middle, and end, but then verbalizing that to other people, it's just so hard.
Yeah.
So that's where I kind of, I don't know. This is my point exactly of Doug from the movie Up. Is I don't even know what I'm talking about. Squirrel, yeah, exactly. I just love it. I love Doug. It's just like, it's so funny. What about you guys?
I think a goofy fact of mine is I love stupid old comedy movies.
Do you really?
Yeah, dude, like Austin Powers.
I didn't know that.
Give me some Napoleon Dynamite.
Borat.
Borat.
I feel like we've only ever watched horror movies with a sprinkle of romance every once in a while.
Oh yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I love like stupid, especially like the older ones. Like, I mean, Austin Powers will always forever be a number one for me because I fucking love that series. You know, like those kind of movies. But yeah, I think definitely second run would be the horror movies for sure. I don't know what it is, sick feeling inside of me that happens when I watch a scary movie and I'm kind of like in an anxious like jump scare feeling. I don't know what it is. I think it just gets the heart pumping a little bit because I don't know, sometimes I don't know if that thing's working all the way sometimes. But yeah, I also am a horror movie fanatic. Like you put on a good scary movie, I'm fucking sold, you know? So yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
For it.
I thrive in mess.
Hey.
I think that's my quirky fact. I don't know if that's a toxic quirky fact, but I have a definite ADHD brain. So like for me, like I'm all over the place, especially like when I do tasks. I'm such a multitasker. So like I have to do like one thing, you know, for example, like when I'm doing hair, I notice like when I'm doing men's haircuts, I'm all over the fucking place. Like they're like, dude, are you gonna like shave my other sideburn? I'm like, yeah, I am. But like I see something else and then I gotta do it before I forget the other thing. So like I'll get there. You're gonna have like a very great haircut. But you know, that's definitely a quirky fact of mine is I'm a scatterbrain and it's just how I work. Yeah.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
so funny.
Yeah.
We're very similar.
Yeah.
This kind of the squirrel, but not really, because it's like I have those moments where that I never accomplish anything because anytime I'm trying to accomplish something,
Oh, for
I
sure.
switch to the thing that I remember I need to accomplish, and
Yeah.
it's just this never.
Yeah, it's almost like you get bored of the thing you're doing,
Yeah.
and then you have to like take your mind off it to like actually sit there and go back and accomplish the task.
Oh,
Yeah,
beautiful.
for sure.
Just going back to the structure, though, it's like the robotic world. We're just not meant to be robots, and we're not meant to fit into whatever mold the world tells us we're supposed to. So I just think if it works for you and you're getting stuff accomplished and you're growing, then
yeah, that's all that matters. Yeah. People just learn things at a different point in their life when they're in certain situations or, you know, like overcoming certain things or people. And so,
Well, I think too, like this world, it's ever changing. Like every millisecond and even faster than that, it's changing. I mean, we see that with the age of technology and um, whatnot. So I think for me, it's like whatever I learn in life, like I never want to get to a point that I think I know it all.
yeah.
Because,
So true.
that will just enter a painful trajectory. But, I think we're supposed to question things for, especially like, I mean, just the Bible, for example, you know, and here in America, it's like if you don't follow XYZ, you're going to burn in hell forever. And
I would have burnt in hell fucking 10 years ago.
I'm like, I'm burning in hell now, literally. Like, and it's just some learning, like learning who the creator of this world is and who created me, and like that abundance, and using that as my foundation, like the love and the grace, and asking questions, like asking myself my own brain questions, and kind of debating with myself, and just also trying to seek out different perspectives, and even with people that I may not agree with. And
For sure.
because I've recently, I've been in therapy since I was 12, but I've recently started a new kind of sector of therapy, so to speak, called DBT therapy. And I guess kind of the whole summary of it is basically allowing your brain to be able to hold two truths, even if those two truths contradict each other, and allowing yourself to be okay with both things being true. Unlearning that black and white thinking, like it's either this way or this way. And it's just this world. I mean, you look at nature itself and animals, and it's the prime example of that.
For sure. I agree. It would be so cool to have like a crystal ball and like be able to like maybe see into your future and um know that the things that you're doing now are going to end up being worth it someday. And I think sometimes that's what kind of stresses me out a little bit is just the fear of unknownness. And um yeah.
If I really knew how and when I was going to die, there is no way in anything in this life that I would live.
Right.
I would spend every moment thinking about, that one moment that is going to be the end.
For sure.
And like on the flip side, growing up, the unknown was my arch.
Yes.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It bedridden me. Like my parents could not do anything, and I feel so bad for them now that I'm older and can see me as a child in a different light, because they couldn't go on vacations because I was scared that they were going to die in a plane crash or whatever. But I think now that I look back, it really came down to me not having control.
Yeah, for
If I
sure.
were with them and something happened, I could try to save them. But, and then as I got older, those fears obviously manifested into something else and something else. And it just became this hamster wheel of like, I don't know who I am without fear,
Right.
you know? And it was just like kind of this slap in the face that, like, all right, what part of my inability to heal am I contributing to?
Right.
You know?
Absolutely.
So, yeah, it's like life is so scary just because anything can happen in a split second,
Absolutely.
And I remember growing up hearing the phrase, there's only two things in life that are promised, death and taxes. Well, no, the only thing that's promised in life is death,
Fuck taxes. Fuck them.
Huh?
Fuck taxes.
Huh? Yeah. Well, yeah, yeah. Yes. All the
I pay my
social.
taxes. Please don't turn me
Yeah.
in.
They've got AI bots now with drones. They're gonna show up here.
Yeah.
Oh man. But
They got bigger fish to fry.
what is giving you joy in life right now?
I think the thing that's giving me joy in life right now would definitely be my kids, for sure. They keep me young. They definitely keep me on my toes. Um, what else is giving me joy? People that surround me and lift me up. And I think the thing is, they say you find your closest friends like in high school or college days, but I feel like I've had one really solid friend in my life during that time, but you really truly like I think the older you get, you see who serves you in your life better than certain people, whether that's family or friends, and just knowing the circle that serves you best. And I think I've found some good people in my life that serve my life with a good purpose and are good at lifting me up and keeping me joyful, because I think too sometimes it's easy to get in ruts and kind of get down about yourself. I think that's only human, and so yeah, that's what's giving me joy right now.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Well, what's something that brings you joy in your life?
My best friend Cassidy.
Oh.
Yeah, just the people in my life, really. I mean, I have, when I really zoom my lens out, two amazing parents who, they're human and they're not perfect.
We love you, Tom and
Yeah.
Mary.
But, growing up, I believed that.
I'm so
It's
sorry.
okay, girl. I don't give a shit. Growing up, I just believed that every child had two parents that were in their lives and loved them unconditionally and
Absolutely.
would do whatever was necessary to protect their child. And, once I got older, and I mean, my parents protected, like, they sheltered me so hardcore. But yeah, I'm just really grateful for the people that I have in my life. And, you know, I mean, you're my sister, and
Yeah.
I'm just a big believer that, family does not equal blood and vice versa. And
Right.
um yeah, it's not about having, a million people in your life. It's the quality over quantity.
For
And
sure.
it's so easy to think about what I don't have or what I want. But when I really zoom my lens out and think of, like, what is the point of this world, really? We climb these ladders to then reach our destination, to then be dissatisfied within 2 minutes, to then climbing another ladder. And it's just like, as I sit here, I'm also just grateful for the ability to have the perspective that, like, we don't need to strive,
No.
you know And for so long, I lived this life of striving and trying to step into these molds. And right now, I think I just, aside from the people that I have in my life, I'm joyful that, like, I'm finally entering in that space of where you were when, you became a mom, of like just becoming my own person, releasing the codependencies that I had within everybody else in this world, learning that nobody knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
And even the ones that do, we're creatures who have a limited capability, but we also have the ability to stretch that and, whatever.
What shaped me growing up? I think that I learned to rely on myself a lot more growing up. And I think that made me more independent and, something to where I wouldn't have to truly feel like I had to rely on someone, which, you know, I think that's just because of throughout like disappointments in my life or, not getting what I needed when I was younger. So I think that's what shaped me growing up. And also, like, I think having kids helped shape me a lot because I really grew up at 21. And it was so funny because I was thinking the other day how we were before I had children. If you know about summer 2016, we always say that was like literally the most.
I think for everybody, like I've heard many times that people just talk about 2016.
Yeah, that was like the prime fucking summer. Like that was probably the best year ever. And I think like for Kate and I especially, like our friendship definitely blossomed a lot. We were working at Captain's together, a local bar that was totally fun to work at. Super toxic for us to work at too, by the way.
I gained 30 pounds in like 2 months.
Same, girl. I've seen pictures of myself in that point in time. My fucking face had so much freaking fluid from drinking and partying so much, and mugshots and
yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, I feel like 2016, we truly lived our best life and we got to do it together as friends and best friends. And that was a lot of fun. And yeah, I just feel like I look back on that summer and that was probably one of the best summers I've ever had for sure.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
It was just so light. Like, even through the chaos, it was.
Oh, yeah.
You just hear a song back from that time and it just
Oh my God,
immediately
yeah.
takes you there.
Yes.
Ugh.
Yeah, we used to listen to Time for That by Kevin Gates on repeat like every single night after we got off work at 2 a.m. And
that's playing it nice, 2 a.m.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Oh man,
I was trying to be a little modest about that, but
it was rough.
Yeah.
In the best of ways, though. Like, we literally would go to work at like 8-ish at night, maybe 8, 9.
I feel like we would go in earlier at that.
Yeah, so
we were there at like 6.
And yeah, we wouldn't, because when you work at a bar, they're open till 2, and then you've got to clean after. So
yeah, it was intense.
But
and
yeah, we got drunk every night. With our customers.
Yeah, and that was definitely not 21 at that point either.
No, I was 18. You were, I think, 19.
Yeah.
I had just graduated high school.
Yeah, that was wild. But I feel like you almost have to be in that state of mind to like deal with drunk people for a living, at that point.
We were also, I think, like, we had our whole life, like, everything was so limitless.
No responsibilities technically. I mean, I was in hair school, so that was the only fucking horrible part of it. Because like I'd go to hair school and then go like right to work. And I was basically living out of my freaking car at that point.
I forget about hair school during that time.
Yeah, and if you know what car I had at that point in time, it was an old beater car. That thing had been hopped in ditches on gravel roads. I don't think I changed the oil in my car once that I had it. So you could literally hear that thing coming from like a mile away. It was a freaking disaster in there because, like I said, I like lived out of my car the whole time, so there was like a shit ton amount of piles of clothes in there, and yeah, it was the marshmallow. It was a Ford Focus. It was great. It was great. Yeah, it was a
I
great
feel
time.
like we had to push it one time in Emmitsburg.
I would not be surprised. You know what?
Oh,
Yeah,
I
and
love
then
it.
yeah, this first
Gosh,
car I
those
ever owned.
were like, you know,
You take for granted, like I think at the time, like there were sometimes that were super shitty because you don't like realize like when you truly become an adult and have like serious responsibilities and you're paying for your own shit. Not that we weren't paying for our own shit at that time, but like it was completely different to what it is now. You know,
Completely.
even just over a decade or almost a decade now. Yeah, that is crazy. And I think you take for granted a lot of that stuff that you did in that point in time or that you know you thought was a huge deal that really wasn't a huge deal. And
I think
yeah,
we're gonna do the same thing, not to the degree, but like of 2016 energy, but like
yeah,
we're just, I think it's just a human condition, like to know
yeah,
it's we're not we're not born to live in the moment. You know, we are literally trained to, you know, what school are you going to, what college you're going to, when you're getting married, when you have it, like
right,
it's just like
all the expectations
can we
of
just live?
yeah,
Like this world is so abundant, you know,
yeah.
and good.
But I will say, so Kate and I went on a trip for my birthday in June. We went to Mexico to my favorite place in Tulum. And I did see a little glimmer of summer 2016. Not the craziness that we had, but I'm telling you, I have not seen Kate drink like she used to, like she did on vacation in Mexico. Like that girl outdrank me, and that is very rare.
That is very
It was
true.
so rare that but like by the end of it, the last stretch of the end of it, I think she spilled like 4 mimosas.
Oh my gosh. Literally, can you not?
It was so funny.
Yeah, so we stayed at this resort. It was incredible. And you could just go to the bar, order a drink, they would charge it to your room, whatever. So I go like order Cass and I mimosas, bring them up, set them down, you know, and they're in these cute little
flutes.
yeah. flutes.
Too fancy
Set
for
it
us.
down, knock it over.
Uh-huh.
Okay, no biggie, whatever. Just I'll go get another one.
But the thing is, from where our Airbnb was to this bar, I mean, it was a little walk.
In
Like,
the sand.
yeah, in the sand that's like up to your ankles. For me, it was up to my shins.
Yeah.
But yeah, you keep going. So
Yeah.
sorry.
Well, and it was just like a hamster wheel, one after another. I don't know if I had like probably at least 4 that but it was like that, and it was 2 in a row, and I was like, and then I think I knocked yours over.
I feel like that trip was so much fun. I feel like we needed to like plan like
one.
yearly. Yeah, it was so funny because I'm pretty sure a month after we had been back from Tulum, Kate was like, "Yeah, we need another vacation." I'm like, "Bitch, don't fucking tell me that because, girl, just tell me where we're gonna book. Like, if we need to go back to Tulum, let's go because I'm freaking ready." But yeah, it was great. I love Tulum. It's so funny because I think I've been there like 5 years in a row now, and you just never get sick of it. Like where we stayed, it was like a jungle area, so it's very um preserved, and they take really good care of it. But the security there is insanely asinine. Um, but it's just so cool where we stayed at our Airbnb, and you're in like these little cabanas, and it's just really fun. And we were like the time of year we went in June, like no one was there. It was their off season. So it was super hot. We had horrible sunburns. So like my birthday, I spent it literally looking like a lobster, but I wouldn't change it for a thing, because I was black basically when we got back. So that was great. So yeah, that was a little glimmer of 2016, and it's just fun. I think it's really healthy, and I think that when you get older, you kind of lose sight of doing things like that with your friends and being able to kind of escape reality for a little bit. And I think that that was kind of like a journey for us to go on, because it's not like we hadn't gone on trips together before. But I think that was fun because we went at a long enough period of time that we didn't really have to think about what was going on back home or kids, work, like we just got to kind of just relax and disconnect and take really fun pictures and be each other's photographer. And that was really fun, and eat some really freaking good food. And, that was really great. So,
Cassidy, what was a turning
a turning point in my life, I would say, was probably after I had kids. I think that for me, after my youngest daughter was born, I think I kind of had like a midlife crisis. And I kind of was like, I want better for my life. And if it makes people upset or hurts their feelings, I have no control over that. And I think when you're young, you kind of have an idea of what your life is going to look like in that point in time. And for me, it kind of wasn't like how I envisioned that at that time. And I think sometimes when you're comfortable and you know you kind of take a back seat in your life. And for me, I kind of felt like I was definitely in the back seat of my life for a while until I kind of had that midlife crisis situation, whatever you want to call it. And I kind of just started in a healthy way choosing myself and choosing what I wanted for my life. And like I said, if it hurt people's feelings or they took it a certain way, that wasn't on me to um, kind of control. So I would say that was probably a turning point in my life for sure.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, the backseat analogy was
Yeah.
very, very relatable.
Yeah.
And yeah, just props to you for like going through that journey. And I know it wasn't easy, I'm sure.
Yeah. No seat belts, full fucking throttle, pedal to the metal.
Just figuring out as we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
I think, anything we go through in life has the potential to be, I guess, a big turning point if whatever emotions are attached to it. And the one that I always go back to was just when I was in junior high. And, you're really going through a lot of changes, especially as a girl. And, you know, I have struggled with an overactive brain that just has tormented me most of my life until I really was able to take control of it. And junior high hormones are raging, and you're just going through a lot of changes. And my anxiety just, it changed my life forever. I was just your normal, I guess I don't want to say normal because what even is normal, but
True.
your average American child. I went to school, I was in sports, I had friends, life was great. um, but I was also very sheltered growing up in Iowa. So, my parents, my mom and dad are still together. Um, And so I always had that shelter to kind of protect me from the outside world and everything that was happening, until the protection became from that was needed was from my inner world. And it was just something, I mean, this was probably 2010, 2011. So it was kind of a new time for anxiety, to be a thing and talked about and even know what it was. So it was just new territory for my family and I to walk with. And I had always been a very like needy child, very anxious, but not to the degree where overnight I was like wanting to die type of thing. And it was just, for the longest time, it was my greatest weakness. It caused me so much internal pain. But as I am starting to learn myself and just how my system and my brain works, yeah, it really just comes down to my eye for like the tiny little details that, like, most people's eyes wouldn't maybe see. And it's caused me a lot of strife, to say the least, um, because I have always used it like in like growing up. I hadn't crafted it yet, what that meant. And I feel my emotions so strongly. A few days ago, this was probably a couple of days before I got my period, I'm starting to track it because I'm really learning a lot of my emotions kind of line up with my cycle and whatnot. And I just was so defeated with life and was talking to my dad, just crying to him. And like, I've been on a faith journey for a while, but up until the last, I don't know, while, I just haven't felt a connection. And I just was like screaming to my dad, like, where is he? Like, God, where are you? Like, I am in so much pain and you are nowhere to be found. And after I got through that, my dad gave me some insightful words and whatever, and I got through it. And then I got my period, and I kind of like went through that whole cycle, and I like looked back at it, and one, I was able to like see God working in that moment after the fact, but two, it really made me look inside to how I need to really learn to go with the roller coaster that's within me, because for it goes back to like the OCD with, for all my life it was a tormenting thing and I hated it. But like, in all my life, my strong emotions, like I never knew how to handle them. So it's just, yeah, it was like me being like, I let my emotions control that moment. And my emotions were that strong, probably because I was getting my period. But yeah, it was kind of eye opening because I was done with life 2 days before I get my period.
Girl, I feel like that every fucking time I get it too. I get it. I do.
The Prosecco's hit me. I'm like, pass out.
Head bobbing at this point.
All right.
Dead.
Well, I guess thanks
for hanging out with us.
Yeah, this is our first podcast. We're just going with the flow. Thank you
shit.
guys for tuning in, and we will see you on episode 2. Dive deeper in to this messy life.